Ja, das Spiel stellt mit seinen dauernden Abstürzen meine Geduld jetzt doch ziemlich auf die Probe. Mal schauen, ob das irgendwie auch anders geht, ohne Absturz vor allem. Und eben dieser Kampf vorhin war jetzt irgendwie in Sekunden zu Ende. Jetzt können wir das gleich nochmal schauen, ob das nochmal passiert. Es könnte natürlich auch sein, dass die Kämpfe, die man bestreiten muss, einfach leichter sind als die optional sind.
A Romulan warbird is on sensors. The ship is raising shields. Fire. Enemy ship is firing.
Targeting Romulan warbird.
We have been hit.
Ja, diesmal dauert es ein bisschen länger, aber scheint wieder bereits so gut erledigt zu sein.
Fire. Mr. LaForge, you have engineering.
Yes, sir.
Attention.
I am
Your
Captain.
Help!
It doesn't have to end like this, Tyrrelak.
For us, there is no other way, Picard. You know, you fight like a Romulan. Perhaps now, I can show you how to die like one.
The Romulan warbird has been destroyed.
Und so schnell wie möglich auf die Brücke und speichern. Das werde ich jetzt halt ein bisschen öfters machen.
Mr. Worf, your analysis.
Captain, we should check our...
Genauer kontaktieren.
What do you have to report, Captain?
The Airs was lost with all hands. We engaged and defeated a warbird, but unfortunately, the Romulans destroyed themselves to avoid capture.
The Romulans have a strange conception of honor. Well, there's no time to dwell on that. I have another assignment for you.
We're in need of some repairs.
There's no time. We've just received a communication from a Klingon attack cruiser in the Bayless system. They reported engaging 3 warbirds headed for this outpost. Give the Klingons any assistance they need, and make sure those warbirds don't get through.
We're on our way. Laying a course for the Ballast system, Warp 9.
Ganz schön hier rumgejagt hier. Ja, das ist eine längere Wegstrecke. Ja, man kann auch irgendwo schauen, wie viele Torpedos man noch vorrätig hat. Muss ich glaube mal suchen gehen. Das war irgendwo hier. Genau, noch 216, also das sollte noch eine Weile reichen. Müssen wir noch nicht unbedingt auffüllen.
We are receiving a message from Captain Ky'Dra of the Bortas.
The Bortas was one of the first Klingon ships to offer assistance when the Romulan invasion began.
Captain Ky'Dra fought with me against the Duras. He is a warrior of great courage.
Put him on screen. Greetings, Captain. This is Jean-Luc Picard of the Enterprise.
Captain Picard, it is an honor.
The honor is mine. Lieutenant Worf speaks very highly of you.
As well he should. We crushed many enemies together. Well, I bear good news, Captain. We have saved one of your communication relays from a Romulan attack.
Then we are in your debt. Do you require any assistance with your ship or crew?
None whatsoever. We were completely unscathed. And, Captain, we captured a warbird and many prisoners. It was a truly glorious victory.
You captured a Romulan warbird without any resistance?
They had little to resist us with. When we boarded their ship, we found that it had been severely modified, stripped of most weapons and many other systems as well.
Why would they purposely make themselves so vulnerable?
The modifications nearly doubled their engine power. It seems they were willing to sacrifice weapons for speed.
Captain, such modifications would have placed extreme stresses on the Warbird's hull. It would not have survived an extended mission.
Maybe they never expected to survive. Maybe they were on a suicide mission.
Suicide mission?
But a suicide mission for what?
During our interrogations, the prisoners mentioned a weapon of some kind. Perhaps that is what they were seeking.
What exactly did you learn from the prisoners?
They spoke of an ancient weapon, a relic of a long-dead race known as the Chodak. A weapon of ultimate power which would solve all their problems, put an end to their war, and destroy both the Federation and the Klingon Empire.
You sound as if you don't believe this weapon exists.
It is nothing more than a desperate fantasy. According to our reports, their empire will soon be overrun by alien invaders. The Romulans are clutching for anything they think can save them.
Assuming the weapon is real, how did the Romulans expect to find it?
Apparently, they found clues to the weapon's supposed location at the site of some Chodak ruins. Now they're wasting valuable ships on a useless quest while their empire burns. Fools.
Can you tell us anything else about the Romulans' war?
They are fighting a formidable adversary, extremely powerful aliens from the far side of their empire. We know nothing more than that.
With your permission, I'd like to question the Romulan commander myself. I can beam over immediately.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. The commander is presently indisposed. Perhaps permanently.
Tell me about the battle.
We were on patrol in the ballast system near your relay station when we detected 3 warbirds approaching rapidly.
You engaged 3 warbirds with a single ship.
I wouldn't care to face those odds even in the Enterprise.
We were ready for an honorable death as we closed with their lead ship. We locked our disruptors, prepared to fire, and they fled. The cowards ran from us even though they held the advantage.
They didn't even attempt to attack the station?
They were concerned only with escape. By the time we disabled their first ship, the other 2 were already out of range.
Were you able to track them?
Yes, for a while. We believe they were heading for the Zetanis Nebula.
Das macht ihn bestimmt sauer.
I trust that you are handling the prisoners appropriately.
Of course, but several of them are still alive.
Captain, I'd like to respectfully remind you that you are in Federation space, and as such, you're expected to conform to Federation rules of conduct, including the proper treatment of prisoners.
They have been given the proper treatment that Romulans deserve.
Perhaps it would be better for all concerned if you released the prisoners into our custody instead.
This is a Klingon matter, Picard. It is none of your concern. If our methods are so distasteful to you, perhaps next time the Federation can defend itself without our help. Ky'Dra out!
Jupp, das hat ihn doch sauer gemacht.